Hello everybody, thank you for joining me today for another Twilight Zone video in my Twilight Zone ranking series, where I rank every episode of the original Twilight Zone from my least favorite to my favorite. Today I'm going to be talking about number 55, Five Characters in Search of an Exit, written by Rod Serling based on a story by Marvin Petal. This episode was directed by Lamont Johnson. It is a season 3 episode, and as always there will be spoilers. So, Five Characters is a unique and popular episode, considered a series classic for sure. I do like this episode quite a bit, but it's not an all-time favorite for me. For me, it's more of a minor classic, but I will say the ending twist is really, really strong. So, the acting in Five Characters is solid. William Wyndham, Susan Harrison, and Murray Matheson had a solid cast, and each actor or actress does a good job of showing off the personality of their character. So, this episode starts off in a unique way with an army major who wakes up and finds out he's with four other people, none of whom know each other. They are a clown, a ballerina, a hobo, and a bagpipe player, and they have no idea where they are or even who they are. So, an interesting setup for an episode. So, they talk for a bit and come up with some theories as to what's going on, but none of them seem to be completely likely from the audience's point of view. So, the army major really wants to escape, but the others say it can't be done. The problem is that the top of whatever they are stuck in is just too high. But the major is determined, so he has this idea to try and get to the top of whatever they are in by climbing on each other's shoulders, that old trick. So at this point, I'm skeptical if this is going to work. So eventually they decide to try the major's plan, in what I say is a pretty suspenseful scene. The ballerina winds up on top, but as much as she tries, she still can't reach out over the top. And eventually something shakes the room or whatever the characters are in, and they all fall over. But the major refuses to give up. He makes a rope out of clothing and a sword. He eventually gets to the top in another pretty suspenseful scene and falls out of the room or whatever the characters were stuck in. So we shift to the outside, and a child picks up the major, who it turns out is a toy in the episode's big twist. So now we know all five characters are toys and they are in some kind of donation barrel. So the kid puts the major back inside the barrel, and we get one last shot of all five characters as toys, which is a little bit disturbing, I have to say, and it even looks like the ballerina is crying. So these are all unwanted toys who hopefully will have a home soon. This is basically a Toy Story type twist long before Toy Story existed, and when I first saw it, I was pretty surprised. I do think the ending is a bit creepy and disturbing, but since the toys are being donated, they might get a happy ending, we can only hope. So this is a very solid but very bizarre episode. Now I will say it is a bit of a deliberate episode as well, especially on a rewatch when you already know the twist, but because I am invested in the characters, it does work. There's also some nice camera work in this episode, very cleverly done, and that's why Five Characters in Search of an Exit comes in for me at number 55 on the list. As always, feel free to let me know what you thought of this episode, if you liked it or not. I know this is a popular episode among fans, so it would be interesting to hear some other points of view. As always, thanks for your support, and thanks for watching.